perspective which need to be addressed. First is, we have 95 subjects, net subjects, which is recognized by UGC. Tribal studies not recognized so far, but it's not going to be a long scene, not going to be today or tomorrow. I am very hopeful that it will get recognition from NET. But what is problem? Because I was the person probably in tribal studies we have brought out in International Tribal University, and we thought with UGC that please let us know what, because we have faculty, we have students, good number of students, and the students if not NET recognized, then they say that there is problem with this nomenclature. IGNT is providing tribal studies. Somebody is providing tribal studies with social department. Andhra Pradesh Central University is for tribal studies. In Arunachal University, that will come. So these are some of the problems which needs to address when the subject has to become a robust subject. And why? I just give an example, my personal field experience. I was talking about FRA. One of my students worked for the PhD in Chhattisgarh districts. He covered about 200 households, and you see what is the scenario now. FRA, it came in 2006, almost 19-20 years over, but its field impact. Then who is going to address this kind of problem from police perspective? Who is going to give the actual prescription from police point of the government of India or the state governments? Unless what I feel, a subject like dedication of a tribal comes up, it may not be that easy or focus on the development of the tribes. And from my perspective, watching on for this tribal study, that is what I feel, we have to give when tribal studies subject comes up, it may focus on tribal wisdom, that is tradition, knowledge, innovation and practices. It should be a major component in research management, tribal and ethnomedicine, because more than 80% of the developing people, countries from development, they are dependent on traditional tribal medicine or ethnomedicine. Then customary laws and conflict resolutions. That is one major concept of PESA, which came in 1996. And I'm happy to say that my university has got a national center on PESA now. And I hope that this university is going to get started. And here, what kind of personal laws are there, and how best you can integrate with some of the modern policies or modern, that also consider tribal movements, unsung heroes, and tribal wisdom in these movements. How many of us know that Tilka Maji, he was the first person before Mangal Pandey. Tilka Maji started the tribal movement in 1787, whereas Mangal Pandey started in 1857. There's so many unsung tribal heroes. And you know what happened to Tilka Maji? Tilka Maji once killed a tiger. His mother said, there is not much credit if you kill a tiger. If really can do something with mother country and remove the Britishers, that part really matters. He fought with the Britishers, and finally, somewhere he was caught. And from Tilapur forest to Bhagalpur, which is more than 25 kilometers, he was dragged more than 4 horses. Just imagine, before a mother, son is being dragged for more than 25 kilometers in 4 horses, and finally, again he was hanged. Britishers ensured that he still is dead after being hanged for more than 25 kilometers. That's what happened. You know what happened in Sankarsa Raghunath Shah, again in Madhya Pradesh. They are kept in front of the gun and they are fired. Wives of both, father and son, they are searching whatever remnants there to perform the last rites. We did never read these things in history. We read Augustus Cleveland, who killed Tilka Maji, but we never read about Tilka Maji. I think now time has come when we have to ensure history is rewritten, giving the actual credit to the tribal heroes, the tribal freedom fighters who are more patriotic than us and who really fought for our country. Then I have one question to large August audience here. why Birsa Munda is called Bhagwan Birsa Munda when there are so many freedom fighters in India? And these questions will be addressed if we see why a multifaceted personality whom really can call God. God has some unique characteristics, unique powers, miraculous healing powers. He was a preacher. He established the Birsaite sect of religion, that millenarium, then again, and freedom fighter, revolutionist, social worker, gender equality. So many things he was having, and more than that, he was having a very miraculous economic healing power. People say, I was there in a village in Uluhati, in Ranchi. Now still these people say, his grandson Chadar, that he can keep, he was keeping his hand on the head of the patient, was telling that, and people are recovering. That we have worked on that, we have worked with some of the ideology and philosophy. Still, we have to think of why there are so many good fighters, both for tribal community and non-tribal community, why Birsa Munda is given the title of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Now, this I am happy, and you all that there is, these things have been revisited by Government of India, and now many ministries, they are considering giving projects, even DST, ICS on PBTG, that particular tribal groups and tribal communities, and I feel that when things are good research methodology in tribal communities, for tribal studies, we are give some focus on few parameters, so that we have very robust methodology that really can address the issues of tribes. I will not go in detail because the time constraint. I want to encroach on the time of my esteemed colleagues. And now, these are some of the universities which have come up directly tribal university, around 7 universities here, including one of our this university, that Central University in Andhra Pradesh, and that many departments, there were 7 institutions, other places also. In India, Institute of Tribal Studies, all these things they are already there, and also many departments that are talking about. This all came up. Now, tribal studies really gaining its momentum. Now, I will come back. These are some things I am talking about, the tribes for the students, and my concern for the subject tribal studies, being dean of the particular tribal studies earlier, I thought that this subject should grow, and it should grow with the complements and contribution of esteemed colleagues sitting here. We cannot grow, tribal studies cannot grow in independent. The way anthropology grew, the other sociology, other economic production grew, the tribal subjects should grow, and it should have contribution from other specialist domains, not only from people who are concerned for tribal studies. Now, I come back to third aspects. That is that livelihood concern. That is another major part of this seminar, the way of life. I was telling we have made a difference between way of life and livelihood. I'll just give you one example. Until unless we ensure livelihood security, all talks are no way. Everything boils down if there is livelihood food security, and this food security, it is possible in tribal communities. And I will just give my one of personal experience when I was working in Arunachal Pradesh for more than 10 years. We brought a concept of technology development, that technology backstopping, and this project was given to me by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and it ran 5 states out of the 7 states in northeastern India. Here, these key challenges for the peace in tribal study, going to include the tribal development, how best you are going to integrate the social and the value systems and the indigenous TKIP, building participatory development alternatives and a network of institutions. No subject, no university, no discipline, nobody can grow alone until unless there is handholding, until unless there is networking. That's what I believe, and I am sure also my colleagues believe. Now, we talk of shifting agriculture. When this is a concept in northeastern region, because I was on northeastern region, I will tell in India more than 23 lakhs of land. I was talking about 2012. It must change now, and 7 lakhs families. It is 2012 and 2015 case I'm talking about. And in Northeast India, more than 7,000 hectares of land and more than 4,000 lakhs of families, they are dependent on shifting agriculture. So let us not undermine. Yesterday I was talking to Honorable Vice Chancellor when I was going to home. He's telling, sir, shifting, what to do about the shifting agriculture. There is a lot of packages, lot of schemes, other things in both Oman and Patna Northeast, because when I was working here for my PhD thesis in that Alur Sitanam is now earlier it was Visakhapatnam district, Parevi, Chintapalan and Aruku district, so the tribes, I did realize that it is much talked about, solutions are much talked about rather than being really at grassroots level. If you look at Northeastern region, you will see this scenario, what is in shifting agriculture, and in Andhra Pradesh also, now also, these are packets with Hydropalam, Savara, Home, these more than 10 tribal communities, they are still practicing shifting agriculture. Okay. Now, there is many things I talked about. Some say it is environment destructive, some say no, if you have life, it is going to continue. But nobody probably what is required that we have to understand, it is just not a shifting agriculture practice. It is a complete ecosystem where there is it is a mixed cropping that works as food security. I will talk a little bit about that. Then traditional pest insect management, wood management, soil and water conservation by using traditional methods and other things. So another thing I was talking on the Vice Chancellor here, that in northeastern states, there are many fairs, festivals and rituals which are being observed by the crops that produced in shifting agriculture. So you see this particular slide and you see the ritual for all the 12 months and you see that what kind of plant are being used. My question is, I like to push before the August audience, suppose these crops are not there, how these festivals, rituals are going to be observed? It is a reciprocal relation in tribal communities. It is a concept of conservation, conserving both the rituals and conserving the forest, conserving the species. That good thing, that's what we do not understand. We have known it from tribal communities. How they conserve their culture, conserve their crops, linking one celebration with the others. That beautiful concept that we find with tribal communities. Now, these are some of the wisdom that is cropping more than 36 types of crops are found in a single. Even here also, Sikakulam and many other places, you will find that there is cereals, there are also pulses. Some crops takes 8 months, some takes 6 months, some 3 months. So that is not mixed cropping. 46 species are found in a single space because what happens? It's a food security. In hills, more than 80% of the agricultural land is rain-fed. That is insecure. We do not know so much erratic rainfall. At least some crop will survive, and that will meet the food security of the people. I was talking about yesterday, the Vice Chancellor, that what happens, how they are maintaining the soil fertility and how they are maintaining the forest. See, major concern the shifting of the shortening of halocolina. Now, people, that's Adi community and many other people tribal communities in northeastern region, they brought a concept patak system. They cultivate one land for 2 years, 1 year, and there were more than 15 patches. So by the time they compact the land, it's around 15 years. That substantial amount of regrowth of secondary forest in that particular plot. This is how they're ensuring again, the forest. And these are some of other practices with respect to soil and water conservation. And I was talking about, you can see the species. Now, it's fine. We have taken this knowledge from the tribal communities. We have taken the knowledge, their traditional knowledge, their innovation practice. What we are giving to them? We are telling them, stop shifting agriculture, stop shifting. How is it possible? If they go to life, they are surviving on it. They are talking of what kind of technology we can give to them, they will be able to adapt or whatever things are there. And when we talk of technology development, that's 3 things: development modification, demonstration dissemination, adoption, and the surveillance capacity building. So these are technology for tiles, it should be, but given the right side, you can see, until unless they fulfill this characteristics, probably it may not be very appropriate. Now, the number of technologies are there. That existing, the traditional technology, tribal technologies. But point how best they are going to bring it to the tribal communities so that they make use of it, not only for the agriculture to sustain a high altitude or in hills, other things. Simultaneously, they can take this product as for entrepreneurship development as well. This is how I able to deal with it. And what I handheld with NGOs. Most WF was one of them, and almost all the northeastern states, and all with NGOs. We did it, established the technical development centers on farmers' field itself. We gave them training on different technologies and ensure, and this is all being monitored by DST as well as other state governments. And the result is that you can see this is a concept bioreflecting that you mentioned, this is a practice of conservation of energy. You can see that many of the people in Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, they are taken as entrepreneurship development. The vermicomposting, wind composting, other things. They are making a package, they show in the market. And one thing in Meghalaya, what we found, the fishes, we have 75 rupees in the market. Now the roast returns sold more than 150, 100 something. They make a double money for the women. And when women make money, there comes the concept of empowerment of women as well. So this kind of technology we can bring, we can sustain livelihood, we can bring economic empowerment. This kind of technology, think about us to be promoted in tribal communities. These things are there, and you can see how people have taken handicraft is famous in Andhra Pradesh. It evolved from Hyderabad only. Now, how they are doing in that fields, the traditional way. Now, how much time you have? It's over. It's over. I'll just take 5 minutes. I will come back. This is what I will try to show you that how the hilltop, which is almost barren, using this concept. Now, by government of Arunachal Pradesh, it has developed a very beautiful concept in forest, dye and other things as well. This kind of development, what I believe in technology should brought here as well. Now, and this is some of the best on this, the community-based resource management as well as technologies. My university, my institute got awarded 2 national awards. That is by UNDP, NETP and other people as well. Now, I will just take few minutes. There's another concept what we brought in IJT. I was talking Arunachal Pradesh, Northeast region, and my all colleagues, many colleagues are from IJT. We had the concept of ethnomedicines. Arunachal is famous. Arunachal meaning tribe for the Vaidya tribal community. You must have heard about that. The Vaidya has come from the word Vaidyas. Vaidyas means the traditional healers. Now, we got a center of excellence from Ministry of Tribal Affairs to develop the concept of ethnomedicines and how best we can bring to the farmer community. And these things particularly important for the students sitting here. We will talk about the traditional knowledge system of ethnomedicines. If you look at this slide, how on the basis of growing conditions, on the basis of texture, this knowledge is of tribal people. This is not my knowledge or your knowledge. We are taking this knowledge to them. And what are we going to give them? We are publishing papers, right? Okay. It's huge. That is required also for us, for my university institute work. But simultaneously, we have to see that we are doing something for them also. This was undertaken with Manipur districts, and we have many objective activities. And the major work, documentation, giving training to the farmers on tribal medicines, validating what talk about 2 ways, validating the laboratory and validating the field. If we are talking about medicines, we are talking about plants, we have to see whether exist or not exist in the natural environment. We did with the help of the Vedas, we saw that these are there, and what we did, around 427 medicinal plant substances we have documented, and out of that, around 226 we validated in the field and 57 in laboratories. These, you can see the Vedas, there is, we have a database of Vedas, and there are 226 medicinal plants we have validated. And also, Parag Sudhir is here, very famous scientist. we have also very good, we established laboratory with good equipments to validate the there itself. Point comes there, the how you are going to build with the tribal people. That more than 1,000 tribal farmers, they were given agrotechnic demonstration and training on lemongrass and many other medicinal plants. And point is, handholding that what still I am, until now there is good handholding between the farmers, the science institute like say a tribal institute here or American with the government, that is the district administration. Many success programs will not be successful. Here you see, we are handholding with the CMAP as Lucknow, the central medicine aromatic plant, central instrument medicine around plant at Lucknow, and district administration, madam, you can see that we have a tripartite MOU. District administration man was identify beneficiaries, bringing them for training. IGN was giving the training, and CMAP was giving the samples and other things. They are also giving the technical support. And how this, and we ensure that our people are there in the district administration committee, that things continue. Because doing any project by academicians like our university or this university, this is only a model. Sustenance depends on when it's handholding and when it's continued. That is possible with the district administration. And now, you will be happy to know more than 200 families and 225 acres of land in Anuppur district that brought under lemongrass cultivation. And one is bringing the cultivation to the lemongrass, and second thing that ensuring that farmers also get market and other things. And we established that distillation center in the campus itself where these things are being. So with these things, I thank all of you, and thanks again this central tribal Andhra Pradesh giving opportunity.